What's up guys, welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. So for the last time here back at the end at Group E, we have two matches ready. And the first one being Spright versus Nekroz. So that's like a matchup you won't see every day. There's like 7 years a difference between both these decks. Nekroz, I feel, and as you see here, obviously has one of its biggest cards legal, being DJINN. DJINN, releaser of rituals that kind of prevents your opponent from special summoning as a whole mechanics. And that's of course super strong against, stuff like Spright. But looking at Spright and looking at, like the votes from the people, I could definitely agree that Spright in theory should have the advantage over Nekroz. Again, it's a more recent deck, obviously, but I think more so are going to be the hand traps. The hand traps are going to be super important, especially if Spright is going second. Looking at Ash, for example, looking at Maxi, maybe? I mean, in case of Nekroz, for example, right? So, Imperm is going to be super crucial, so it kind of depends, but like short set, I feel that Spright should have, the advantage over Nekroz here in this situation. So, okay, Nekroz going first, and we see Nip. Thing though is that I see a potential, DJINN play, and I think I should be going for it. And here, I believe the DJINN is summoned on summon 5, if I'm not mistaken. So there it is, banish DJINN from the graveyard. That's one of the reasons why, it's stuff like Laval Chain was used back then. You just send your DJINN to the graveyard and then banish it from the graveyard to, special summon Clauseless, for example. So now my opponent cannot special summon, and it kind of blocks everything. I'm not so sure if there's any good outs for that. Because again, no special summons, and that, as you know, means chat cannot special summon itself to search Smashers. So Smashers is an out. I'm not so sure if there's any other out in the main deck. Failure is not an out. So now I feel it's just a matter of time when I'm, able to push. Maybe I was a bit greedy here. Try to use Valk to, send Shure to the graveyard, get a draw, another search. But I mean, if there was like any effect negation, I could, just do it the next turn. And I think I should be able to go for game here, searching Trish. The draw of Shurit was not the best. I mean, it's fine though. I can, just go for Trish here in this case. Again, as you know, the Nekroz Trish needs all 3 targets to, use its effect. So at least 1 card in grave, 1 card on field, and 1 card in the opponent's hands. Okay, game number 2, Nekroz leading. So that's always nice. Here, this Maxi could have been huge, like really huge. Again, it, could have forced Spright to play into Maxi, giving Nekroz more cards, and then a potential early, Unicorn on field to potentially block. I mean, we see Imperm, so, I mean, whatever, Maxi got negated, so that doesn't help out. And now, this is a problem. Nekroz does not have the tools to break open or play through, what is it, Carrot, Red, potentially double Toad, and maybe a hand trap or 1 back row, maybe, a Smashers or whatever. So I think this is going to be a quick game. There is no fear for call by, so you can definitely do this play of immediately reborning Toad, as long as I, control a monster. And Prep is going to get negated by Carrots, I think, yeah. I am going to use Maxi, right, during the opponent's turn? Yeah, it should be, right, because Maxi got called by it previously. And yeah, this should be more than enough, right? So this was a bummer, right? It is going... Second, I side-decked in those Maxis, and I really needed that Maxi to pop off. But, I mean, I'm not so sure. Like, imagine Spright continuing and giving Nekroz so many pluses. I'm not so sure. I mean, we don't know, right? If Nekroz would have had the chance. Okay, game number 3, going first. And this, I don't see a DJINN out. At least I don't see a potential way to DJINN lock my opponent. No normal summons. Mind you, Senju, right? So there is no way I can put out the DJINN lock, if I'm not mistaken. And I go for Unicorn Pass plus Maxi. Problem here is that because of that very mediocre hand, I did opt to, preemptively use Maxi. Another option maybe was to let my opponent commit, but I think there was a reason for that. Yeah, Smashers, that's probably one of the reasons. Problem here is that I do have another Maxi, but that Maxi... no, I used Maxi before Pot. Problem is that, and that's what happened, is, Nekroz isn't really the deck that can OTK. It can, but, with that hand, you were relatively safe that Nekroz wasn't able to OTK you. So just a pause there, I think, was a correct play. And with Prosperity, I think the Ash Blossom was added to the hand, so I think we knew that there was at least one Ash in hand to negate the Maxi, and yep, I can't overcome this another time, right? Spright, you know, Carrot, Red on field, plus Toad, double Toad potentially, that's again far too much for something like, even though there's like the Graveyard, you know, for Nekroz the Graveyard is almost its second hand, using those Graveyard effects, but nope, this is not going to save me. So more negations, and like looking at the next game, it's going to be a hard one. I need to open Manju, Senju, potentially, you know, DJINN lock my opponent, and oh yeah, there's even Crow that could potentially banish the DJINN from my graveyard. So I mean, Spright is, that's the thing, right? Spright is a deck, like half of the deck can be hand traps. Okay, so game number 4, and this is a solid opening hand, so I see my chance to potentially go for DJINN lock. Let's see, the normal summon is getting, well, negated, at least the effect is getting negated. Let's continue and see if there's more negations. Get Unicorn on field. I should be going for the potential DJINN lock here, but I get Impermed, so that's already 2 hand traps down. But I have more fuel ready, but Gamma as well. What can we do, right? So that's already 3 hand traps down the drain. But there is no follow-up play for me here, so no, you know, DJINN, no Unicorn, and that's a problem, because now Spright has, you know, full tools. I don't think it can OTK, no, because of, you know, Prosperity, but it can end on the same board, as in, well, Smashers already in hand, Carrots, Red probably, Toad, maybe? Did Gigantic already use its effect? Yeah, probably. Yeah, Ronin Toad hits the field and that's Toad. So, it's a bummer, right? I mean, what was it? 3 interruptions plus full Spright combo? I mean, Spright is one of the most consistent decks, right? The fact that it can run almost half its deck hand traps, that says a lot. And there is the DJINN. So use the Graveyard effect, but I don't think I can play through this. Toad should indeed be negating the Nekroz ritual spell and, you know, taking control of it, setting to their side of the field, so I can't use the Graveyard effect. And yeah, this is more than enough, even though I do have Valk in hand. Red is there, and, you know, Carrot eventually as well for more negations, and I believe Spright should be able to go for game. So that's a bummer. I feel that there was some potential here for Nekroz, but like the amount of hand traps, I kind of nuked like this. And we didn't see that game number 1, but like post game 1 and post Psytech, obviously Nekroz, at least obviously Spright has more tools, right? Looking at Gamma and potentially other hand traps. But, I mean, it is what it is. So DJINN Nekroz 4 points, and kinda expected this one, Spright having 9 points, first place, yeps. So 1 match still remaining, we have Extra Deck Monarchs versus Fusion Subsu. There is only 1 year a difference between both these decks, but again, like always, feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it, thanks for watching, feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video, thank you for signing out, peace.